Welcome to CognitionChunks. This information is for entertainment only. I am not trained in philosophy. Is this useful? Is this nonsense? Join me as I attempt to learn from GPT. Here is Eureka! Epics. Understanding the Origins of Philosophy by GPT. Part 2. The Golden Age of Philosophy. Chapter 5. Hellenistic and Roman Philosophy. Section A. Stoicism, Epicureanism, and Skepticism. The Hellenistic period, following the death of Alexander the Great in 323 BCE, saw the flourishing of various philosophical schools in the Mediterranean world, each offering distinct paths to happiness and wisdom. Among these, Stoicism, Epicureanism, and Skepticism stood out for their profound impact on ethical, metaphysical, and epistemological thought. Stoicism. Foundational principles. Founded by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BCE, Stoicism is characterized by its emphasis on virtue as the highest good and its advocacy for living in accordance with nature and reason. Ethics and virtue. Stoics argue that a life of virtue, in accordance with reason, is the only path to true happiness. They emphasize the development of personal virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, believing that these traits enable individuals to maintain equanimity in the face of life's challenges. Cosmopolitanism. Stoicism introduces the idea of cosmopolitanism, the belief that all human beings belong to a single community, based on shared rationality. This perspective encourages a sense of brotherhood and ethical duties toward all people. Control and acceptance. A central tenet of Stoicism is the distinction between things within our control, our own thoughts and actions, and those beyond our control, external events. Stoics advocate for focusing on the former and accepting the latter with tranquility. Notable figures, apart from Zeno, notable Stoics include Epictetus, Seneca, and the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, whose writings offer rich insights into Stoic philosophy and its application to daily life. Epicureanism. Foundational principles. Founded by Epicurus in the late 4th century BCE, Epicureanism teaches that the pursuit of pleasure, understood as the absence of pain, is the ultimate goal of life. Pleasure and desire. Epicureans distinguish between different types of desires, natural and necessary desires, such as food and shelter, natural but not necessary desires, such as rich foods, and vain desires, such as fame. They advocate for fulfilling only the natural and necessary desires to achieve ataraxia, tranquility. Atomism. Epicurus adopts Democritus's atomistic theory, explaining the material world as composed of indivisible atoms moving in the void. This materialistic view underpins their rejection of the fear of gods and death, arguing that the soul dissolves with the body and there is no afterlife to fear. Community and friendship. Epicureanism emphasizes the importance of friendship and communal living as essential to a tranquil and happy life, providing a supportive environment for philosophical discussion and mutual aid. Skepticism. Philosophical inquiry. Skepticism, particularly as practiced by the Pyrrhonian school founded by Pyrrho of Elis, emphasizes doubt and suspension of judgment. Skeptics argue that certainty about knowledge is unattainable, and thus, suspending judgment leads to peace of mind. Epique and ataraxia. The practice of epique, suspension of judgment, is central to skepticism, aiming to achieve ataraxia, a state of tranquility free from disturbance by unresolved philosophical questions or dogmatic beliefs. Investigation and arguments. Skeptics are known for their thorough investigation of opposing arguments, highlighting contradictions and the limits of human knowledge to justify their stance on the suspension of judgment. Influence on later thought. While skepticism did not develop a structured ethical system like Stoicism or Epicureanism, its influence is seen in the development of critical thinking and the questioning of dogmatic assertions in various fields of philosophy. Conclusion. Stoicism, Epicureanism, and Skepticism each offer unique perspectives on the good life, ethics, and the nature of knowledge. Stoicism emphasizes virtue and living in accordance with nature. Epicureanism advocates for a life of simple pleasures and the avoidance of pain. And Skepticism encourages a stance of questioning and suspension of judgment to achieve mental tranquility. Together, these schools of thought contribute richly to the tapestry of Hellenistic philosophy, addressing fundamental human concerns about happiness, ethics, and the limits of knowledge. Thank you for joining us for another Cognition Chunks. Please like and subscribe.